Hi friends, Daryl here. Ephesians 5:18 through 20 says, "Be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, and making melody in your heart to the Lord." So there's the element of speaking to one another, and then there's the kiss to heaven. And he says, giving thanks, for all things, always unto God the Father through our Lord Jesus Christ. And Colossians 3:16 says, "Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another with psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs." And then the element of making melody, with grace in your hearts to the Lord. It's good. That's why the word says, sing unto the Lord a new song. There's always room for a new song to the Lord. That's why many of you are writing songs. I'm writing new songs too. And as I go back out on the road in ministry, I've done a lot of ministry out of my home for the last several years, but now going back out on the road, I have old songs and I have new songs, and I'll be doing a measure of both. If you're a church plant or a smaller church and may think, hosting a night of worship would be, a challenging thing, or you may not have as many people there as you think that the person you're bringing into ministry would expect, I want you to know from me, I'm not selling tickets. I'm not filling arenas. I'm happy to be in a church with 50 people as well as a church with, it doesn't matter. And so if you're in a small town with a smaller church, but you would love to have a night of worship, it's very simple. Me and a guitar, my friend on piano, and songs of worship and praise to the Lord that also admonish one another in the faith. I think I'm your guy. So things are starting to come together for the last half of September and October. Your invitations to come are at darylevansbooking@gmail.com. That's where you can message me. So I'd be happy to come and serve you. I've done many things in smaller settings and in church plants too, to help in their early months of launching and things like that. So I love you all, and I'm looking forward to singing to the Lord with you and encouraging you with a message that comes of the gospel. The gospel is not something that we graduate from as Christians. It's something that we deepen in. I know that's not good English the way I just phrased that sentence, but the gospel is not something from which we graduate, but rather it's something in which we deepen our faith. And then we be more effective at sharing our faith as we grow in the gospel. And it's vitally important because each of us are called to carry the message of the kingdom, to carry that gospel message so that people could come to faith in Jesus Christ and everything He's done for them, to save them and to call them a child of God. So I am looking forward to seeing you. God bless you.